In 2022, researchers at Columbia University uncovered something strange. The people who looked like they cared the least actually had the most influence. Not because they were powerful, but because they acted like they had nothing to lose. Imagine walking into a room where everyone is subtly, or not so subtly, trying to win approval. They are laughing too loud, adjusting their posture, or throwing out desperate jokes just to get noticed. And then there is one guy who just exists. He is not trying to win the room. He is not playing the game. He is simply there, unaffected. Strangely, the entire room seems to tilt toward him. Why? Because indifference is power. This is the psychological principle of scarcity and social proof in action. Scarcity makes things seem more valuable. When attention or validation feels hard to earn, we automatically assign it greater worth. Social proof kicks in when we see others paying attention to someone. We assume they must be important. Together, these forces make the do not care guy appear like a magnet in a field of static. One classic experiment, often dubbed the cool study, asked participants to rate people in photos who either appeared friendly or emotionally distant. The aloof individuals were consistently rated as more attractive, more confident, and even more intelligent, just because they seemed harder to impress. This backs up what we see every day. The less you seem to want approval, the more people want yours. Think of it like this. Caring too much is like chasing a cat. The more you reach for it, the faster it bolts. But sit calmly and let it come to you, and suddenly, you are the chosen one. Indifference, when used correctly, is not rejection. It is magnetic. Here is the catch. There is a razor-thin line between appearing confident and just looking like you have given up, and most people crash right into it. They think not caring means being passive, quiet, or detached. But there is a huge difference between being chill and being irrelevant. True, do not care energy is not about being lazy or negative. It is about internal validation. You feel complete already. You are not fishing for likes, reassurance, or compliments because you are not starving for them. You are already full. That is what real confidence looks like. It is calm, not loud. You can spot the difference instantly. Someone pretending not to care avoids eye contact, shrinks into silence, or acts like nothing matters. But someone who genuinely does not crave validation, they smile when they feel like it. They speak when they have something to say. They can lose and not spiral. Their energy says, I am enough, whether you clap or not. It is not, I have nothing to prove. It is, I do not need your scoreboard to know I am winning. That is not arrogance. It is freedom. Your brain is running outdated software. Seriously, it is still operating as if you are living in a prehistoric tribe where being accepted meant literal survival. Back then, rejection was not just embarrassing. It was dangerous. Getting kicked out of the group could mean facing predators, starvation, or loneliness. So your brain learned one trick: seek approval at all costs. Fast forward a few thousand years, and your brain has not exactly caught up. It still sees social rejection as a threat, even though the stakes today are more about awkward moments than life or death. That is why you overthink texts, obsess over likes, or panic when someone gives you a weird look. Your brain thinks the tribe is about to leave without you. But here is the paradox of social confidence. The less you seek approval, the more you tend to get it. Why? Because confidence is contagious. People are drawn to those who are self-assured, not in an arrogant way, but in a grounded, detached way. When you act like you do not need their validation, it sends a message: I am already good, with or without you. It is like going to a job interview and casually flipping the script. You are not there hoping they will pick you. You are checking if they are a good fit for your standards. That energy changes everything. Suddenly, they want to impress you. Now here is the part everyone wants. How do you actually become the do not care guy without being a jerk or looking like a robot? The answer is not to fake detachment. It is to build it with intention. Here is a simple 3-step formula to get you there. Step 1. Self-amusement. Act like you are your own source of entertainment. Laugh at your own jokes. Be curious about your surroundings. Do things because you enjoy them, not because someone else might approve. People can sense when you are operating from self-pleasure instead of social pressure. That vibe is magnetic. Step 2. Micro-indifference. Delay your reactions. Do not rush to reply to texts. Do not over-explain your decisions. When someone disagrees with you, just nod instead of launching into a debate. Small acts of indifference show emotional control, and that creates intrigue. You become unpredictable, in a good way. Step 3. Status calibration. This is the art of knowing your worth and letting silence speak for you. If someone tries to test you, flirting, mocking, or even ignoring you, do not flinch. Hold your frame. You do not need to react to everything. In a world full of people desperate to prove something, the one who stays calm holds the most power. Take dating apps, for example. Most people send paragraphs, emojis, and compliments to get attention. The do not care guy? He sends one witty line, then walks away. In job negotiations, he is the one who says, "I will think about it," instead of jumping at the first offer. In social situations, he listens more than he speaks. And when he does speak, people listen. Here is the part nobody tells you. Pretending not to care only works when you actually do not care if it works. That is where most people crash and burn. They mimic the behavior, long response times, calm expressions, forced chill. But underneath it all, they are screaming for approval. That disconnect? People notice it. It is called emotional incongruence, and it is why fake confidence never sticks. Humans are wired to pick up on microsignals. Your tone, your eye contact, your body language. If you are acting indifferent while your energy screams insecurity, others will feel it even if they cannot explain why. It is the social version of wearing cologne over body odor. It fools nobody for long. Trying to be the do not care guy while secretly needing validation is like trying to bluff in poker with shaking hands. You might pull it off once, but you will be exposed eventually. The real power comes not from acting, but from believing. You cannot fake detachment if deep down, you are still performing for applause. Here is the hard truth. Detachment is not an act. It is a side effect of self-worth. When you know who you are, what you bring, and what you will not tolerate, you stop chasing validation because you already own your value. Here is the twist. You stop caring, and suddenly, people care more. You stop trying to impress, and you become impressive. You walk away, and they chase, not because you are some mythical god of detachment, but because you made peace with losing. The world senses when someone is not begging for a seat at the table, and that energy builds its own gravity. Detachment does not mean you feel nothing. It means you are okay either way. You are not waiting. You are not desperate. You are simply moving.